So it's my first time bringing the XC90 on a Genting run, and it's also, I mean, it's not my first time running up, it's just that in being recorded and all that. I've done this many times in my previous tire, the Michelin Latitude Sport 3. This round, I mean, these new tires, GT Sport S1. So it's my first time going for a more enthusiastic drive with these GT tires. First impression, it holds up really well. Grip levels are good so far. I haven't really like pushed it yet, and it doesn't squeal. Very linear, predictable. But one thing is consistent. This is confirmed now, is that the Latitude feels lighter to the feet. That means initial turn in is more eager, whereas the GT is more stable, planted straight, as if when you turn the steering wheel, there seems to be a little bit more resistance than the Michelin's. But this characteristic also means that on high-speed turns, it's more stable, as in perception, when you perceive it to be more stable, because it's very planted, very firm to keep its trajectory. So a bit of traffic here, skip them, and bye Bentayga. He's like, I'm rushing to Penang for my multi-billion-dollar deal. We got time to waste with you guys, you proletariats, you plebeians, doing Genting runs. Okay, so I can't do much with this car. I'm already in sport mode. I don't have paddle shifters. I have my pram at the back there, my baby seat here, and the buckets at the back for pasar pagi runs. Yeah. Okay, let's see how it does. These tires, GT Sport S1. So how to drive an SUV on a more exciting uphill run. The first thing you have to be really aware of in an SUV is that no sudden steering angle changes. Okay, that is a big no-no. In a normal sedan or a low slung car, you do a sudden maneuver, the first thing, because of the car being low center gravity, it will be able to break the traction of your wheel, and then your either your tail or what will slide. But in an SUV, that is not a risk you will want to take, especially a tall SUV like this. If it is a low slung SUV, a crossover, okay, here you can hear a little bit of tire squeal, but it's good, it's consistent, it's okay. Let's continue. In an SUV, you do not want to do that. You want to turn the steering wheel in a more linear fashion and let the car take its course. Okay, 2 corners in, I can tell already that the Michelin's gives a better grip level. Yeah, in terms of extremities, my old Michelin's has, yep, yes, that 3 corners, even though this car doesn't lose any traction, but I can hear the tires squealing already. The initial squeal, not the not the one that loses its grip, but it's the initial ones, the ones that come faintly coming in. It comes in earlier than the Michelin's. So at least that's the first thing I established. I think, should I wait for the group or I continue drive like that? They're too far away, never mind. Let's continue. So today's topic, how to drive an SUV on a Genting run. Right. So the good thing about the new generation XC90 platforms, the Spa platforms, is that, see this guy, last minute he changed his lane. So, sorry. The good thing about this generation of Spa platform Volvos is that they have engineered the chassis to be very athletic. So it's unlike any old Volvos that you've driven before, where the front end is very heavy. No, this one is eager to turn in, and weight transfer is managed rather well. Okay, so the tire, okay, this is confirmed already. The GTs are more comfortable, quieter, and more stable at high speed runs, and less eager to have the initial turn in. And then on drives like these, the Michelins will be more enjoyable. So it's not like you're gonna take the SUV on a mountain run day to day, but this is just purely for experimental purposes. So this guy is a seasoned driver. I can see he knows the lines, but me too. So the tires holds itself well enough. It doesn't have that kind of unpredictable, that means its character, mid-corner and all that, right, is very predictable. Even though this is a 2.over-ton SUV, and I will say it holds itself well there. Nice. So again, you will notice that all my steering actions are very minor. If you notice, it's a slow steering action. You see, I steer the steering wheel slowly, and I try to steer it as little as possible, because the last thing you want in an SUV, if you're chasing burglars, let's say, you don't want it to topple because it's tall. You don't want to let the center of gravity shift your car that much that your car starts to tilt over, and that's very, very dangerous. Okay, so very little steering action. Keep it as clean and linear as possible, as slow as possible, the way you turn the steering wheel, and in that manner you will have a very stable body for you to negotiate one turn after the other. So that is how you drive an SUV in a more enthusiastic manner. However, car makers like Porsche has proved that they have the technology to counter all these things. So just now we hear the tire squeals because the car is sending weight to the outer wheels and is fighting with the available traction, and then at some point the tires will have to give way, right? But Porsche, with those, I don't know, PCCM or whatever system, basically the ones that I get to experience in the current generation Cayenne, is absolute magic. What they did,
active suspension,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So what they have is that they have the anti-roll bar that you see. We all know anti-roll bars that you mount underneath the car. But what Porsche did is, in between the anti-roll bar, they have a motor that is powered by the 48 volt electric system, and the motor, even though it's so small, it has the strength to actually tilt the anti-roll bar left and right. It can actually tilt it according to how you drive the car, and literally that, along with the active rear wheel steering of the Cayenne, it basically cancels a lot of the weight transfer that we are sending to our outer wheels when we are cornering, and it's as if it's just magic. It's just magic, the way it cancels off that weight transfer, and your car just negotiate with the turn immediately. Alright, so we've arrived at our destination Mamak. Yeah. So yeah, driving an SUV on a Genting run is also fun, but of course it's not as fun as a sedan. But you get a different kind of fun when you're managing the weight. You don't have to make sure that I mean, if you do that in a sedan, you can a bit, you know. In an SUV, what you don't want is, whoa, your body will be going up here, then you're fucked.
Roll over.
Yep. Alright guys, that's about it.